Hi guys, welcome to Friday Night Circuits RNR. I'm Alex, I'm the instructor tonight, and today we're just going to go through the usual Friday night cardio circuit. So, depending on how you're feeling, depending on what your training load is like, and what you've been doing the rest of this week, then it's really up to you to push as hard into these 45-second rounds as you want. You've got 15 seconds rest just to sort of transition between exercises, and then just pace it through really, so just sort of see how you're feeling, and if you're not feeling great, like me, then just take it, back a notch and just get some good movement happening. Okay, so as always, treat the first round of the actual circuit as an extension of the warm-up. So just get yourself moving, get your heart rate up, get all the muscles in your legs and everything warmed up. We do quite a lot of dynamic work, so you want those to, they take a long time to warm up. So don't push it too hard in the first round, but then after that, literally go for it as hard as you want. Okay, so just give me a quick wave to show that you are fit and healthy and that you are perfectly safely able to take part in this session. That's great. That's good to see. We'll start with warm up. So I'm just going to get down onto the mat first of all into downward dog, and we're going to go up and stretch our posterior chain. So we're going to go all the way up through the calves, into the hamstrings, into the glutes, and really sort of try and get a sharp A-frame up at the top of this one to really get the glutes stretching at the top. So they're quite big muscles, they get quite tight often, and this should bring on a nice stretch along all the way on the back of your leg, and then just slowly start to march up and down, and with your heels, and you're just trying to get your heel to touch the ground. If you can't do that yet, just go down as far as your body's going to let you, and gradually through this set you should start to feel it loosen. So what I want to focus on is also what your ankle's doing. Make sure that's getting through its full range, and you're not rolling in or out of your foot. The tendency sometimes is to find range of motion by rolling to the outside of the foot or to the inside of the foot, depending on which way you're set up, and compensating that way. Might go into a tripod dog. Just want to really activate that glute, try and get a leg as straight as you can, in line with the body, and go to full extension of the hip, and then swap sides. And the same, use that glute to get it as straight as you can. Then just have a quick look at yourself, make sure you're making a straight line throughout the whole body, and then come back down. So that's one, come up all the way through again, two, just hold it there when you get to the top, and just see what you're doing. Are you almost making a standing position in this slight inversion, if you see what I mean? You should be able to be a nice straight line throughout the whole body. Okay, so come through, and then we're just going to try and reverse that shape that we're just making, open up the body in the other direction to go into Cobra, and just really go with pushing your hips into the ground and try and get the front of the hip to open up, and that's where most of the pressure is going. You're trying to avoid the pressure in the lower back. You want it to be on the front of your hip, and you just rock around like I'm doing here, just to open up those muscles a little bit. You might get a nice little stretch on the side if you go right onto your hip here. You might just feel it down the side of the hip. One hip might be tighter than the other, and then if you want to go back up into downward dog, however you want, whatever's comfortable. And then second round, do you feel a little bit more lengthened through that posterior chain? Are your calves warm now? Are you getting all the way down to the bottom? Is your heel touching the floor? Are you able to keep a nice straight upper back? A few of those, release one leg, get it dead straight, and then use the glute to put it all the way up in the air. Try to keep that leg straight as you can. That's a real good test of your flexibility, particularly the front of your leg. See, I can't quite get there. So we've got quite tight quads and tight hip flexors. So once you've done that, come down onto the mat. We'll warm up the inside of our thighs and also our hips. So we're going to go to a nice wide frog. And again, just love this stretch because it really works right deep into the hip and also the inner thigh, which generally can be quite tight. So get the knees as wide apart as you can in the kneeling position. Rest your elbows on the floor, rest your hands flat on the floor. Bring your head fairly close and keep everything neutral, and just sit back and breathe. and hold. And you can come forward when you want to release. Go back, sit in, put moderate pressure, moderate stretching. Focus on keeping the spine nice and neutral. And just sit back as low as you can. It will come to a natural stop with your body. You'll find that that's as far as it will let you go. And that's enough. And don't really have to push into it too hard, because it will slowly just release over time. And you can come forward, and then you can come back, and maybe go a little bit further in. A little bit deeper. And come forward, release pressure, and go back in a bit more. Okay, so onto some test squats. Just going to get our legs moving just a little bit. Go quite wide with your feet. It's still a complete warm-up, so very nice and slowly on this one. And then just go down right in between your feet. So if you were to touch the floor, easily be able to touch right in between the arches there. That's where you're trying to sit. You're trying to sit down onto that section and then back up. So just use this time to try and get as low as you can comfortably, and try and keep it a fairly upright posture. Practice this all the time to keep the spine neutral. Using the hips, trying to use the extra range that we just worked on when we were doing a stretch. But trying to keep the body upright. So do as good a job as you can, staying fairly upright. So I'm just probably coming through less than 45 degrees as I come down. And you should feel that that's quite taxing on the inner side and the hips. A few of those, just a quick warm up just to get yourself feeling the moves. So just to open up the chest now, we're going to do a few sit throughs. So this one, sit in an L shape, put your hands on the ground, support your weight, and use your glutes and everything to push up into a tabletop. So as you're cold, you might not get that far, might not get that high, so you might just come up here with a little tuck and then come back down. Brush your bum to the floor, try and keep the weight off your bum and on your hands, and then come again a little bit higher. Feel the stretch in the chest. Push your hands down onto the mat, then come back. And each time, now just go through at your own pace. Each time you go up a little bit higher, and just opening up that chest. And you're also activating your glutes. You're trying to use your glutes to push up high into this posture, and also stretch your chest and your front of your shoulders out. Go back down and just hold it for as long as it feels comfortable, sort of like 5 or 10 seconds, something like that. Just play around with the move and see where you feel comfortable. So hopefully you're getting a little bit higher into that one now. Last one, push up a little bit higher, use the glutes more, use your abs to keep everything nice and solid, and then push up. Okay. And then briefly, just to practice bracing the core, let's really focus on our form on the plank to get your arms nice and straight. Really lock the elbows, and then really pinch in at the core as you sit or stand nice and tall in this position. So try and lengthen the spine, whilst also tucking in at the navel, so all the tension is here and all the support for the movement is happening right about the abdominals, and that allows you to extend your spine nice and tall, nice and straight. And if you look in the monitor, you should see that there's no hunching or anything happening, and you're already pushing actively down into the ground as you go. So that's just to get everything active, get you connecting, always thinking about the neutral spine through all of it, using your hips to make you move better. So we'll start the rounds. So as I said before, I'm going to take it easy today, just so I want to make sure I don't get ill. But you guys just go for it as hard or however you like, really. So the first exercise is going to be a squat, and you come up and you go for a kick. Okay, so 45 seconds of that, alternating sides. So squat down low, come up, pop up, kick. Squat down low, kick. And now as you go through this one, you'll speed up and you can kick to the front And you can kick out to the side, depending on where your flexibility lies. You might want to work on one more than the other. So you can see with me, very tight out to the side. So I'll stick with that. And you can speed it up. I'm going to stay slow. So you can see what I'm doing on the monitor, but you can go fast. So squat, kick out to one side, squat, kick out to the other side. Keep going the last couple of seconds and take a quick break. Okay, so we go for lateral lunge next. Really working on the flexibility up in the high hip. So we've still got 7 seconds left. And off we go. So the lateral lunge to the side and then to the side. Stay low and push across. Just glide over with the hips. And then when you're feeling good, you can drop a little bit lower. Find where your balance is. Try and keep yourself, again, fairly upright. Don't want any of this. You want to be using your core, keeping yourself in a good alignment. Think neutral spine. And then if you want to go a bit quicker and a bit lower, you can. So 3 seconds to go, last couple there. And then mountain climbers. So this one, you can really peak your heart rate if you want. I'm going to go slow. And you can either pause. So your mountain climber, anything like this, where you get one leg close to the front leg and then swap in a jump. You can go like this. Or if you want to go faster, you can float and just bring the knee up like so. Up to you. Whatever you want to do now, it's up to you. It's your workout. So you've got 30 seconds left of that. Try and get a nice hip extension, nice straight leg finish at the end. Really opening up that hip at the front. Really good exercise to practice doing that. You're activating your glutes. You're pushing down as you kick back. So good for opening up things like running and all that type of stuff. Okay, brief pause, 15 seconds. And then go to jumping jacks. And then you can just go mix up between a normal jumping jack, off we go, like so, or a clapping front jack, like so. Do 10 of those, 10 of those. Speed up or slow down if you want. Last 10 seconds. And rest. Okay, so that's the first round done. Hopefully you're feeling warm by now. Now you can really go for more explosive dynamic moves and kicks for the first exercise again. And you can go faster. So if you want, really get down low. Come up and kick. Down low and kick. Do it all in one. Pow. Pow, like so. Or to the side. Completely up to you. If you want it more, you get low. Really get those quads and everything else moving with each and every rep. I'm going to slow down, but you can speed up. You've got 20 seconds left. So if you're feeling good, pick up the pace, keep the form. Really test yourself. Really try and pick what you're aiming for. Get those muscles active, right? Hold off there. Back onto mountain climbers next. Sorry, lateral lunge next. So, nice and wide. Bend one leg. And we go even lower than the first one. Push up and come down. Up and down. Up and down. If you want change, you can glide. Really want to work on your hip flexibility. Stay low all the way through. If you want more of a leg workout, you go up and down, up and down. Depending on how you're feeling today, you can go either of those two ways. Got 15 seconds left. Pick up your pace, keep up your form. Remember what I said at the beginning, try and keep the posture, try and resist the temptation to lean forward. Okay, here we go, mountain climbers next. Brief pause. Now these ones, you can really go for and reach a heart rate peak. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you can float, really push it. Hip extension, all of that. Okay, I'll just keep demonstrating these slower ones. I can see some of you pushing. That's really good. 30 seconds. Nice, really get that tempo up. Nice and crisp, short landing, low ground contact time. Use your core, keep everything nice and straight. We practiced the bridge at the beginning. Keep that body, the upper body, nice and tall. Use the core, use the legs. 6 seconds to go. Keep going, last little bit. And pause. Brilliant, jumping jacks. You can make this one nice and brisk. Again, practicing low ground contact time. If you're a runner or triathlete, then really get bouncing on the balls of your feet, but still let the heel kiss the ground ever so briefly and keep very light. And then going really very, very fast as we go. 30 seconds. What's your posture like? Are you nice and tall? Are you nice and straight? Are you leaning forward? No. And be upright. Open the lungs. Open the chest. 10 seconds to go. Pick it up from where you are now. And relax. One more time through. So we've got those squat kicks coming up next in 10 seconds. What are you going to do? How are you going to approach this one? Okay, go deep and fast and kick. But link them together really quick, really brisk. Use the core, get that kick up. 30 seconds. I will slow down, but you can speed up. The slower I go, the faster you go. 22 seconds left. What have you got left? Get a real good squat, thrust up, kick. Power it through. Got 12 seconds. 8 seconds. Keep going. It's good. 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Brilliant. Okay. Back on to lateral lunges. Nice and wide. Squat down. See how low you can go. You've opened up your hips on the first two. Perhaps you've got a bit more. Maybe you can lift the heel a little bit on that leg just to get that range. And then go, once you get comfortable doing it at low, then go for a little bit of a quicker rep. Up to you. 20 seconds left. Stay upright. What are the hips doing? Are they contributing or are they slacking off? They generally get tired first. The quads will go all day. Work on the weak ones. And rest. Okay, mountain climbers. Pick it up on this one, really push it through. We've got 8 seconds to go. If you're ready, we go 3, 2, 1. Mountain climbers. Really fast. Nice and smooth. Practice the core and the upper body bracing. Make sure you're nice and tall. No hunching your back. straight spine, really using the core muscles to power everything through. "20 seconds left. How are you feeling? Is it getting harder? That's fine. Focus on form. Keep pushing. 10 seconds to go. And rest. Okay, jumping jacks. Easy one to finish up this round on. 6 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice and light, nice and brisk. The front. And to the side. Take your posture. Are you nice and straight? Over the centre of your heels, centre of your arches. 14 seconds left. To the front. And rest. Extra 30 seconds here. Okay, so next exercise, I'll quickly demonstrate. You've got a split squat and a squat jump, all linked together. So we're going to go split squat, hop, split squat into the middle, and then squat jump. And do it again, and again, and again. So off he goes. So it's a leg burner. 1, 2, at the side, squat, back into middle. 1, 2, and make it nice and fluid. Like so. Keep going. 25 seconds. Really try and make transitions between each of those 2 split squats and the squat nice and crisp. If your legs are going to go, then just go to a step. You can go to a step, then you can go to the side, and then squat and rest. So hopefully that's got you nice and high in your breathing, in your heart rate. So now we're going to practice a little snatch. So basically it's a squat, dip. Imagine you've got a big weight, you're standing, and you duck under the bar. And start. So go down, lift, 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 and duck under. When you get the move and you're fluid, go a bit quicker. So imagine you're lifting a huge weight, get momentum, duck under. Got a bit of a forward bend, and you duck under. So really get that nice and fluid. You go wide with the squat if you want. Completely up to you. Whatever allows you to go down into a nice squat quickly. Whilst also raising your arms. You might feel that it's quite hard at the top. And that's because you're leaning forward slightly. So that's why I was trying to get you to be more upright in your squatting. Okay, quick break. And we go on a little bit upper body. Endurance press ups. 45 seconds of press ups non-stop. Pick something you find easy so you can do the reps. Off we go. 45 seconds, either kneeling, or if you're tough, you can go for full press ups. You've got 35 seconds left. Go at a tempo that you can maintain for the full duration of the set. So this is obviously making your heart push the blood into like different parts of your body, so into your chest and your arms. So it should peak your heart rate a little bit, especially when we go back to the leg-based exercises. And the next one's going to be tough. Okay, rest, and then we're going to go for a plank jack. So we've already working our chest hard and our upper body, but we go into a plank, and when we jump to the side, and jump back in. Off we go, 45 seconds. Go at a pace again that you can maintain for the whole thing. Once you get the move, you can go like this. If you have the endurance, it's up to you. If you can't, then just slow it down, get the move, reclaim that plank position each time. Make sure you're nice and tall. 20 seconds left. Keep the core on, make the core work. It absorbs the shocks, keeps everything moving nicely. 7 seconds. Pick up the pace if you can. And rest. That's a tough one. So you should be quite high in your heart rate right now. Got your second round to push through a bit more. Okay. Split squats. 1, 2, jump, squat. Split squat. 1, 2, 1, jump, squat. Keep going around. Remember, you can step, and you can step, and you can squat. You can step, you can step, and you can squat. So if you don't want to do the jumping, if you're already struggling, that's good, because you're benefiting from this. The more struggle, the more the reward. Okay, 8 seconds. And you can always start off by doing a few jumps and then knock it back to stepping like so. Quick rest. And we go on to the snatch now. So whilst you're waiting, if you look at me, just really get this whole lift, lift, lift momentum, and then duck under. Off we go, 45 seconds. Lift, 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 duck under the bar. Now, when you have it, do it fast. It's a real lift. Pick it up, under. You're not going to hang around. Then you've got 100 kilos above your head. So go under. And it's explosive, snappy style, connecting upper, lower body. What we're trying to do. Just keep going through. You have 12 seconds left. It's a novel move. And now focus on your arms. Hold nice and straight at the top. So you have that flexibility. There we go. 15 seconds. Rest. Press ups next. Okay, so judging on your last round, what are you going to do? Full press ups or kneeling press ups? I'm sticking with kneeling. Off we go. 45 seconds. Up to you on the speed. Up the speed if it's too easy. Got 35 seconds. Nice metronomic form. Twenty-two seconds. Keep going. If you need to break at the top, quick hold and then back in. Brilliant. Just keep going with whatever you've got. If you can't, if you need more rest, take it. Keep the form. That's the important thing. Still going to push your heart rate up high because you're exerting heavily. Okay, quick break. And jack planks next. This is absolutely going to fry your upper body. It's all the jumping up and down. With this, again, picking a form that you can maintain. And we go out and in. Or if you want, out, in, out, in, out, in. Nice low ground contact time as best you can. So I can speak, I'll just keep going nice and slow. Reclaiming the posture each time. Get that core switched on. Make sure it doesn't switch off when you jump. 20 seconds. You can take a little break if you need it and go slow, or you can keep pushing through. Make sure you're still breathing. We're using your upper and lower body. The tendency is to hold your breath. What's going on there? And rest. Well-deserved rest there. Brilliant. Okay, last time round on these ones. Split squat. Through squats. So again, nice step back or a jump into a nice deep squat, stand up. Obviously, still I've got to take it easy today and I'm getting carried away. So I'll wind it in, but you do what's right for you. You can be pushing it right now. You got 20 seconds. If you can, give me all jumps, nice and crisp. Good squat jumps as well. You've got 12 seconds. How many can you get in? How many you got left? 5 seconds now. Not long to go. Keep pushing and take a rest. Snatches now. Hopefully you've got that form down. Start paying attention to the rest of your body. Now you've got the whole movement. What's your upper body doing? Are you able to? Nice straight arms above your head in a deep squat. And that's what allows you to do that is good hip mechanics. So when we're doing this, we are working on our cardio, but we're also working on hip mobility, really freeing up these movements. It doesn't matter if you can't do them well, just practice them as deeply as you can. If you have to go this low, that's fine. If you can only get a little bend, it's perfectly fine. But just keep going lower and lower as you progress. Take a break. Back to press ups now. Last round of these. Give you what you can. Go for full press ups if you want. You may regret it, but anyway, give it a go. It's 45 seconds. Brilliant work. Keep going. We've got 22 seconds. 15. Keep going. Last 3. Really keep control. Rest at the top if you need. 5 seconds to go. Last few. Keep going. And rest. Okay, on to the jack planks next. You know what to do. Pick your speed. You might want to really go for it at the beginning of this set. It's the last opportunity today to get these going. Off we go. Nice and quick to begin with. Get that heart rate up. Keep the posture. Keep the core. And then when it all becomes too much, slow it down for form. If you're still going, excellent work. 26 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. Keep going. Use that core. Ten seconds. And relax. And that's the hard work done today. Brilliant. Okay. On to a bit of core work, as well as a bit of posture work and some glutes. A bit of an all-rounder today. Just trying to fill in any gaps in what we're doing. So we're going to go for another 4 exercises. First one, unsupported cobra. So lay face down with your thumbs down here, point up at the sky, and then really reach your thumbs to touch and curl up with the thoracic spine, avoiding overexerting the lower back. So we've got 33 seconds remaining of this set. Let's get into the move first, and then you can pick up the reps, or you can elongate the hold, depending on what feels good. You're keeping your shoulder blades low. You're reaching up with the thumbs towards the ceiling, and you're pinching the shoulder blades together, but from the middle of your back, the low part of your back, as you curl up your upper spine to bring your body off the floor. Okay, so 15 seconds rest. And on the other side of the body, we'll work the abs. And this time we'll go for a star crunch. So go to the most big star and then tuck and hug your knees. And tuck, hug your knees. Nice wide star, floating, tuck, grab the knees. You can break this up into many little sets if you get tired. Oh, that's tough. Got to try and balance on your bum so you can really get up high and hug the knees like so. Almost like doing a V-sit. 10 seconds. Get as many as you can. If you need to rest like me, you can, but you can keep going. So, moving on. We're going to go 45 seconds on one side, 45 seconds another. We're going to sit in an L shape like so. Straight leg at the bottom, straight leg at the front. And then we lift up when we're working the glutes. So very much in an L shape. And we're going to reach up as high as you can with that side. So you're going to do one set on each side. That's 45 seconds on each side. And really trying to keep that leg dead straight in a nice high L. So perfect right angle to the body, if you can make it. And just don't let the body move. It's all from the hip. Doesn't matter about your range. It's whatever your body's going to let you do. That's fine. 6 seconds to go. Hopefully you're feeling the glute burn. And then we swap sides. Normally on this one, don't get enough time to do enough work on each side in 20 seconds. So I thought I'd elongate it to 45. The same exercise. Lift up. Pay attention to the differences between each side of your body. Make note of the weak one. And then really focus on that side each time you come back to it. So keep, obviously again, body as straight as you can. Get that leg that's dead straight as it can be. Make it a 45-degree angle. And just try and lift it up as high as you can. You can even give yourself a little help with the other hand if you want to experiment with a slightly longer range of motion. Just to test, see what's going. You've got 5 seconds left. Always going through at your own time. And relax. Okay, so go back to the beginning again. Unsupported Cobra. So hopefully you got this one. A lot of us have done it before. I really want to focus on extension at the upper body. Not using the lower back. It's all from the upper back as we reach up like so. So it's all coming from the upper back. Keeping the shoulder blades low. Squeezing the lower shoulder blades together as you reach the top. And keeping all the strain away from the lower back. It's all happening in the thoracic spine. And that's really going to help with posture, especially if you're sitting or a lot of cycling. And you can hold at the top. Go for a 5-second hold, experiment, see how it feels, see what gives out first. Brilliant, okay. Quick break on that one. Back to the star sit-ups. So just perform lots of good single reps with this. We're very much like in the V-sit position. And we come out into a star and then get to a full seated position and try and hug your knees as best you can. If you can't get out that high, it doesn't matter, but just try each time. Maybe take a little break, a little rest here, get the power, and then come up. And then come down, rest a little bit, take the tension, and get up there. It's all about getting the reps right. And then you can tag them all together later. 6 seconds. Got one more in me, I think. Keep going. Brilliant. Take a break. So I hope you can feel those work a bit different to other sit-ups. Okay, the L shape, glute lift. L shape to the front. Support yourself how you will. And then up. And now really focus. Now you've had one set, you can feel the muscles got fatigued. Now really focus your attention on them. Get them to work, contract them, using a mind-muscle connection, a really voluntary activation, especially at the top. To try and get that extra range. Really focus on those muscles and relax everything else. Keeping the leg nice and straight. 10 seconds to go. Getting difficult, hopefully. Keep that leg high in the L shape. It might droop and it's making you cheat a little bit. Think about that for the next set. If you're losing that right angle, you can concentrate on keeping that leg up. So this first one, again, look at where I'm starting and hopefully I can keep it there. My tendency is to drop this way. Try and keep it up here. Get the full range of that hip, whatever it will allow. Just tap the muscles in your hip with the fingers just to try and get them to activate a little bit better. Draw your attention to them, where they are and how they feel. You can slow down at the top. Get moving. Just look where your leg is now. Is it still up there at perfect right angles? Hope so. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, last time through on these exercises. So unsupported Cobra. Great posture exercise. 3, 2, 1. Shoulders away from the ears. Thumbs towards the ceiling. Pinch the shoulder blades together at the lower part. And try and raise the body off the ground. And up and hold. And each time go through the same sequence. As you lift up, shoulder blades down, pinch the lower part together. Extend the thoracic spine as much as you can, and then come down. Just do that in a 1, 2, 3. You got thumbs, shoulder blades, and thoracic spine. And you've got 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're done. Jack sit-ups, again, it's a toughie, but just working your form on that one. Nice big star. Nice and wide, off we go. Get that core in and then tuck. Start again. Really hug those knees if we can get there. And halfway through, see what we've got left. Keep that core switched on. Protect the lower back. If your abs at the front give out, all the tension goes into your spine. You can cause a bit of back injury. So take a rest, regroup, and then get a good rep on the next one. Brilliant. Okay. So that's Jack sit-ups done. So on to the glutes for the last time. And for a bit of a change, we'll just go straight out to the back. So we went to the front. With this one, we are going to go slightly behind the body and lift. It's the same thing. You should feel it in the same muscle. The muscle's already tired. So you should feel it there pretty much straight away. It might work better if you go and hold at the top and pinch. Up to you. You can rep out if you want, or you can hold. Depending on, you'll feel it yourself. Whatever gives you the most stimulation at muscle, because you'll feel it, starting to burn. And that's a good thing. Try and keep your foot pointed towards the ground. And we swap sides. Same thing, leg behind the body, foot, big toe slightly pointed towards the ground, and then lift as high as you can. And hold if you wish. Just check that you're not using your lower back instead of the glute. Tendency is to arch. Bring your hands there just to guide you. Keep the lower back relaxed. It doesn't need to work on here. There's enough stability, so you can let that muscle just stay dormant and keep your spine nice and neutral, and you can hold. The tendency is when you get into your sort of, end range, that's when you get all the cheating happening. But you can just practice just before that, get good form, and extend your range after. And we are done. Okay, excellent work, everyone. That is the hard work done. So hopefully you can feel you've done a bit for your core, a bit for your cardio system. You've worked your legs, worked your upper bodies. So we've done a nice all-round workout today. So we finished up a bit of stretching. Yeah, we'll just do stretches today. So a really good stretch we did last week. We'll have another go at it, which is the couch stretch. So you can see me here. Where's best on this screen? So you can see me. I'll go up against the wall with my shin, like so. Just park it right in the middle there. And that's where we start. So you can see my shin is resting up against that cupboard behind me. And my knee is connected to the ground, and it's forced into that right angle corner where the cupboard, where the chest of drawers touches the ground. And then we use that to brace and get up into this sort of a lizard shape, really, isn't it? It's a bit like a lizard stretch here. And let's just start off on this particular stance. And start very low, and hopefully you can feel that stretch coming on really early. Again, like before, we can tuck in our pelvis, so we can pull in at the belly button and get that stretch to come in on the back leg really early. And we can spend a bit of time here. Let's give it another 45 seconds. And then as you feel the stretch reflex die away in the muscle, you can come a little bit higher. And if you're leaning on your front leg, you can come to support yourself like so. But if you can't get any higher, it doesn't matter. It's perfectly fine just to be lower and get a really nice quality controlled stretch. And that's focused all in that hip flexor and the quad. It will save your back if you don't push too far, because the tendency is for all the pressure to flow upward up the chain and into more flexible areas like your lower back. Okay, so that was about a minute on that side. We'll swap over. So get that knee right into the right angle of the wall or whatever you're resting against, and then start your process of bringing your upper body up. So get to your front foot if you can. And that will start the stretch for you quite strongly, hopefully. Tuck that belly button in, get the pelvis rotated backwards. And when you can get up, you bring yourself up to resting on one knee with your elbows. And if you can go beyond that, you can go to, fully kneeling. But it doesn't matter, you can be as low as you want to be. As long as you're getting good, strong stretch in that muscle, then that's working. And you can spend a long time in this one. You can spend up to, I would say, 3 to 5 minutes of a nice sort of controlled quality stretch. And that will really help to lengthen the muscles. And a lot of times, if you're a cyclist or a runner, it's very, very tight. And if you can loosen these up, it will help your form quite well. in your chosen sport. Okay, so just hold this for a little bit longer. Bring yourselves a little bit higher if you can, just for the last few seconds of this one. If you can come up a little bit, or just test it, see how it feels. If you can't, doesn't matter. If you had a little test, then we can come down and then move on to our next stretch. So we're going to work on the hips again, just to finish off, and the lower back. So great one. I like this one particularly. You can do, again, both of these two stretches I've just showed you, you can do whilst watching the TV, so you can accumulate a lot of time doing them. Get into a nice cross-legged position as best you can. And if you've got any lower back problems, then this is probably as far as you want to take it, because you are, getting your hips to stretch nicely by sitting in this position. You're bracing your core, and that's a great position to be. So if that's enough for you, and if you do have a back problem, I'll avoid this next bit. The next part is to get a bit of a side twist in your body, and you're just going to let gravity bring you closer to that knee. And you're trying to stay nice and tall, in the seated position, and you're just leaning over to that side. So you should feel on this side a nice stretch in the lower back, just on one side. And if you hug that knee very gently and just let gravity pull you over, and you're just hugging the stretch as you're hugging the knee, really to support that twisting motion, just to bring the tension into the right muscle. So it's just one of the ones that go down the side of your back, like your spinal erectors and your QL muscle as well is one that's nice, often tight. And then you should, as it releases, gradually be able to come down and bring your chin closer to the knee. You don't have to reach it, and don't try and reach it. Just let gravity do the work and let your body open up. It will just literally just need to put in a moderate amount of effort and leave that pressure on. Just gradually your body will open up. You don't have to force it. You should be able to maintain both sit bones on the ground while you're doing this as well, just so you know. And then you should be all the way down to your leg if you can, and then you can slowly come back up, and we'll just sit in the middle just for a little bit. As we've twisted to that side, I just want to let the body reset, get ready for when we twist to the other side to even it up. So again, we hug that knee, and then we start here. Keep both sit bones on the ground. Then just sit nice and tall all the way through the back, and let gravity do the work. You're just hugging for support. You're just really just using that just to keep your alignment. You're not resist the temptation to pull yourself down into this one, and just just experience a nice relaxing stretch in the lower back. If there's any pain at all, then it's probably a very good idea to stop this one and come out, and just be very careful of this type of thing. And to breathe, and then just constantly remind yourself you're just sinking down closer to your knee, maintaining the same effort, which is a relaxed leaning, and the only thing you're trying to maintain is the height, how tall you are in this posture. Okay, if you're ready to come out of that one, come back to the middle, and then we'll go to the front. So this will be both at the same time. So this one, you can support your body weight with your hands. And again, we're just trying to lean. So the tendency is to try and use it upper back to lean over like this. Try and resist that. Try and be as tall as you can be, and just let let yourself hinge from the hip rather than using the spine, if that makes sense. So that's as far as I can go. Got a little bend in my lower back, but I'm really trying to stay as tall and as straight as I possibly can. And just lean forward, weight your feet. You might feel a bit of tension in the glutes as well, and sort of around here, that's all good. But basically, as long as your knees are feeling okay, sometimes this can put a bit of pressure on the knees. So you might want to, just shake it out a little bit if you feel that. But just stay nice and tall, leaning, folding at the waist. Everything's almost coming from the hip, is the way I like to think of this one. If you are flexible, you might be able to get all the way down to the ground and then. Okay, so come slowly out of that one. And just shake out any tension that we've got there. You might have a little bit in the knees. Just going to shake that out. Just gradually. So we've done a lot for the hip already. So we've finished the hip and the leg. We're doing 90-90. So we're going to pick your tightest side to begin with. We're going to internally rotate one leg, externally rotate the other. Bend the knees at 90 degrees. And you can see I haven't been doing this one for a while. So I really got pretty tight. I've been doing a lot of running recently. And that's what it's done. So really try and sit as tall as you can. Have 90 degrees in one leg, 90 degrees in the other, 90 degrees between the two legs, facing this way. And then if you want to, you can hold on to your ankles just to support yourself and sit as nice and as tall as you can. I've got such a big gap here underneath my sit bone. Can't quite get it down to the ground. So just trying to lean onto that side and supporting myself on one side. So it can be quite difficult. Some of you might not be a problem at all. You can get, if you are finding it hard, you can also get your thumb in, do a bit of self-massage around the upper hip. Just to try and mobilize some of those tissues just a little bit. Might be a little bit painful, but it should feel good. That type of sports massage pain really is what you're going for. And hopefully that's starting to give a little bit. I can feel that this side is starting to let me reach with that sit bone close down to the ground. So just hold it there for a bit longer. You can rock backwards and forwards, not too aggressively, just to try and get those tissues to open up just a little bit. If you want to move on to the other side, slowly flip over each leg to the opposite way. So we're internally rotating the other leg, externally rotating the other. We've got 90 degrees between two legs this way, and at the knees, the legs are also 90 degrees. So you can see this one, I'm much more comfortable this side than the other. So I say with everything, remember which side's your worst side and always start off with your tightest. So you spend more time doing the first one than you do the second, and hopefully be able to get a bit of progress that way. Again, if this is your tight side, then just find those muscles at the top of your hip, around the back slightly, just give them a little bit of massage. And sit nice and tall and try and connect that sit bone down to the mat. So this one's doing a much better job. Hopefully you are too. You can feel that you're much closer to the mat and you've got a bit of support there as well. Breathe. Okay, so we just finished up with a chest opener. So this one comes on pretty strong straight away. Just going to move my mic a little bit so you can still hear me. So this is a bridge chest stretch, I like to call it. So we're going to sit, lay back, nice and relaxed. And then we're going to try and link arms underneath our body. So we're going to come up into a bridge. You try to just hold on to forearms. Start very easy. Just try and link link forearms like so. So you're just holding hand beyond the hand. Or you can just put them on top of each other like so. And then put that in the small of your back. But stay up in the bridge nice and high and slide the shoulder blades down your body. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. And now this is how you control the stretch. This might be enough for you right now. If you're feeling a good stretch in the front of your shoulders, anywhere in your chest, or something happening inside your shoulder, it should just feel like a nice stretch. It shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, you've gone too far, so you need to up your bridge slightly to ease the pressure off. But if you feel okay, you can progress the stretch by lowering your body down onto your hands and trapping them underneath your body, making sure that the shoulder blades are sliding down your body and away from your ears. And that should just bring in a nice stretch happening. And anyone that's had any shoulder injuries, obviously, I should point out, you got to make your own judgment whether this is appropriate for you or not. You could do one side at a time. Just stick for your good side. But this one comes on very strong very quickly, so you might need to lift off. So be very careful of that. And we just sit here and relax into this one. So it should be a pleasant stretch on the front delts, on the chest, and inside the shoulder blade itself, or inside the shoulders itself. And you can lift up if you feel like you've progressed a little bit. You can bring your arms closer together, so you're taking a bigger handful of your wrists. You're lifting up into that bridge again, sliding the shoulder blades down, trapping the hands underneath the body, and then weighting them very gradually with your body weight. And when you feel the stretch come on enough, that's when you stop and you just hold it there and just let this one slowly stretch out. Should be quite relaxing. Anything that comes on too strong on this one, just be very careful and just roll out. Again, shoulder blades away from the ears. It's the main point here. Sort of promoting good posture. And then bring yourself out that one slowly. Just lift your hips, let your hands come out from underneath you, and just let them flop to the sides and be in their natural position for now. And just take a few deep breaths just to relax yourself. All the work's done. We're finishing up now. And just scan your body and see what the work you've just completed has done. Hopefully you're feeling good, feeling energized, and looking forward to a nice restful weekend, or a hard weekend's training, whatever you choose to do. So if you roll onto one side, you can push yourself up and come to seated. I'd just like to say to all of you, thank you very much for giving me your time. Thanks for coming today. It's good to see so many of you, and I'll catch up with you again on Monday. So see you soon.